What if what you've been searching for all along is already inside you? Maybe it's not about finding something new or rushing toward external answers. Maybe it's about remembering a truth that, though forgotten, never stopped vibrating deep within your being. The truth that you are not here by accident. Your existence has rhythm, direction, and purpose. And that purpose isn't written on the papers that define you, nor in the roles you play. It's written in the light you carry within, your divine spark. That spark is like a sacred note in an infinite song. Its tone is unique. And even if you resemble others, even if your life intertwines with millions, your spark cannot be repeated. Has a purpose, an intention, a vibration that only you can offer to the universe. And when that spark is ignited, everything changes. Not because the world becomes different, but because you begin to see it through the eyes of your soul. If this message has already awakened something in you, pause for a moment and give this video a like. That simple act helps this energy reach more hearts that are also ready to remember. Since the day we are born, the world throws expectations at us. Tells us who we should be, what we should want, how we should live. And in the noise of it all, the spark gets buried in dust. It doesn't disappear, but it becomes harder to hear. It hides behind the I have to, the I'm not enough, the better not bother. And without realizing it, we begin to live a life that doesn't belong to us. But then comes a moment, a sacred moment, when the soul grows tired of pretending. And that spark, no matter how faint, begins to tremble as if whispering, "Bring me back to life." Have you ever felt a sadness you couldn't explain? An emptiness? Even when everything should be fine? That's one of the languages of your soul. It's not broken. It's not lost. It's simply hungry for purpose. Because when you disconnect from your spark, even the most beautiful things can feel lifeless. It's like living in a house with no windows, everything in order, but nothing breathes. If this resonates with you, stay. This might be the beginning of a reunion your soul has been waiting lifetimes for. The divine spark doesn't scream. It whispers. It speaks in the form of gentle intuitions, deep emotions that seem to come from nowhere. In those moments when something inside you lights up, even if you don't know why. When you see an image, hear a phrase, or feel a subtle vibration in your chest. That's your spark touching the surface. And that's where it all begins. By feeling before understanding. We live in a world that teaches us to doubt the invisible. It demands logic for what can only be perceived by the soul. But your purpose doesn't need to be understood by the rational mind. It needs to be felt, recognized, embraced. Your spark is like a firefly in the forest of your existence. And the darker the path gets, the brighter it shines for you. We all came to this realm with something to offer. Not everyone will be an artist, a healer, or a visible leader. But every soul carries an energetic imprint meant to be shared. Some came to sow peace simply by their presence. Others to hold, to inspire, to love in ways the world doesn't know how to measure. If you've ever felt like your life has no meaning, maybe it's not that you lack purpose, but that you haven't yet listened with your heart. Your spark leads you toward what makes you feel alive. And sometimes that hurts, because it means letting go of what you're not. It means saying goodbye to a job, a relationship, or an identity that keeps you away from your truth. But within that pain, transformation begins to ignite. You're not here to meet expectations. You're here to embody a frequency, truth, a light that the universe can only express through you. When you start living from your spark, your choices no longer come from fear, but from coherence. And that shift is visible. Your body feels lighter. Your mind grows quieter. Your energy begins to expand. You start to attract what aligns with your essence, and release without guilt what no longer vibrates with you. Third call to your soul. If you felt like the world needs you in a way you can't quite explain, it might be your spark longing to express itself. Because your purpose isn't only about you. It's a piece of a greater puzzle. The universe is a symphony of awakened souls. And every spark once lit illuminates the way for others. Your personal awakening has a collective impact. Every time you choose to live from your truth, someone else is inspired to do the same. And that is real magic. You don't have to change the entire world. You only have to inhabit your place with presence. Because when you bloom, you spread light effortlessly. You are both seed and fruit, both cause and echo. The divine spark doesn't ask you to be perfect. It only asks you to be you. Just like that. With your shadows embraced. With your scars turned into roots. That is your true power. Not what you achieve, but what you illuminate when you dare to be. We've reached the center of this journey. And now it's no longer about understanding with the mind, but about accepting with the soul. You are a channel. You are an expression. You are an active part of the divine manifesting through you. The spark within you doesn't compare. It doesn't compete. Doesn't hide. Waits for you to recognize it, to validate it, to say, I'm ready to live from you. And when you do, when you take that step toward yourself, the universe responds, is open, signs appear, synchronicities multiply. Not because life gets easier, but because you are finally walking in harmony with your soul. If you feel like this message was meant for you, write it in the comments. I choose to live from my divine spark. Share this video with someone who needs to remember their purpose. And don't stop here. Continue with the next video on the channel. Every word is a key. Every moment a doorway. Because when you remember who you truly are, others begin to awaken too.